Ooh, welcome back to the cast, ladies and germs.
Oh, I didn't hear the lighter flick. My bad. Welcome back. I was posting more news.
So I was like,
We got a lot of news.
I'm so, and that news just pisses me off,
I
especially
know.
after, I mean, if y'all are really studious to our cast, keep up. You know, I would have put, actually no, I didn't put up a Grizzly review. I put up a Dark Coast review. Never mind. But because I didn't put up a Grizzly review, that will be part of, I guess, this is a small little thing, but after writing the new Grizzly, that is just egregious. Because we need more pre-cut track,
Keep the wood.
less typing.
Keep
Because
keep the wood.
it works. Let me tell you. But welcome back to episode 16, the High Rollers. We got, like,
Got some big stories.
this feels like the beginning, like, we started the cast near the end of, well, like, during the holiday season of the parks, so nowhere near the main season. I wonder
We're
if this is,
really getting back into the main season of parks
I
now.
was like, I wonder if this is going to be a normal, probably will be. Normally, main season has a lot of the sauce, but let's see here. Let me actually go to the episode. Yep, we have Worlds of Fun news that just dropped. We have,
Dropped today.
yep, Volcano Bay stuff happening. Overseas, a few things with Colossus reopening. Universal Studios Hollywood. Things happening over there.
Well, we got the big thing too about Intamin. So,
Wait, what happened?
well, there's the big thing with Intamin that ties into a
Oh,
lot too.
yes. That. Speaking of Intamin, Falcon's Flight, like, there's cranes literally sitting on that cliff. More Nemesis teasing, Batman Gotham City escape POV, and thoughts from people. Yeah. That's just basically half of what we got. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't even know where to start. I'll let you just jump off what you is really burning for you to just talk about right now, if there's anything.
Uh, let's jump right into. So this comes out of the Buzzbars Discord with Peterson finding the updated Street View images for an Intamin track plant in Slovakia.
Yes, and
And there is a lot.
yeah, there's a lot to unpack because there's there's at least two tracks. I don't know if there was three. I just know there was a blue one, and there was,
Blue, orange supports,
yep,
and then there was some that's very similar to the Falcon's flight color scheme. So,
that, and it looked as thick as like a coaster that would be doing
yeah.
maneuvers and record-breaking elements, as it sounds like it would be. That really thick, that big boy Intamin track.
Now it is now, and the one that I think is really interesting is the blue and orange because it could possibly be the new Ultra Surf model, but it's also possible that it could be Universal Studios Hollywood's roller coaster.
Yep, and there's a lot of speculation. First, people thought, oh, this is new dragster. Why are they going with this color scheme? And then people were looking at the Hollywood Studios coaster that was, the concept
Yeah.
art, and that had very similar color scheme to the blue and orange, if I'm
Yeah,
correct, right? So
yeah.
yeah. You know what? Just to help with our analysis of that, it may be the Hollywood. There's
Well,
been
and tying
demolition.
into that, they've started construction, yeah. So,
There's been demolition there. I'm
not
not,
started construction, but started demolition and land clearing.
and yeah, I have never been, so I do not know exactly where this is, but
Nor do I.
it definitely, if it's anything similar to the concept art that has been out for years, it's definitely gonna be a coaster you cannot miss when you walk by it. And it's probably the reason why they have. I mean, it's literally like they're breaking, they're demolishing into their buildings, like to make like near misses or make it to where the track can just go right past without compromising the building itself. It's interesting. I don't know. We'll see we'll keep up with this obviously because, in theory, quotes, this will be the Universal Studios Hollywood's Veloci, but we don't know if like in terms of forces and all that if it will be Veloci, but it will be their coaster that is a standout at a Universal park. It seems like all of them have now, but really Universal Studios Hollywood is missing. So, yeah. And if it's Fast and the Furious, I think that is the perfect like ride system to use as a coaster. That or honestly a Triotech, like a Spider-Man or a Transformers dark ride system in my opinion. But yeah, no buses, please. But you know what? I this has been eating at me. SeaWorld Abu Dhabi looks absolutely incredible.
Oh, it does.
Like, and I get so mad knowing, granted, I know it's funded by Abu Dhabi. I know a lot of the government there is helping with that. But what's all this price raising? It's price hikes for, surcharges for, these record profits if you're just gonna add coasters, okay? Now, I hear Pipeline looks great, it looks great. But why can't we have the level of theming? Like, you Disney is next door. What is stopping you from also attracting those people that want immersion? Because I would love that. If you guys have not seen, SeaWorld Abu Dhabi has opened, and it is I think it's the world's largest aquarium alongside being a theme park. And my man, that is a bucket list park immediately. And I can't wait to see the expansion. Manta, their Intamin launch coaster there, that's an actual, like, it's not the mock one that they have. It's an actual
looks a little family coaster-ish.
Okay, I'm hearing it's good. I'm hearing good reviews from it. The rolls and versions are snappy, they're whippy, they do everything an Intamin likes, unexpected airtime, all that jazz. So
I see.
Yeah, man, like, Abu Dhabi is definitely a place for enthusiasts now. I mean, obviously, if you wanted Formula Rossa and some of the other stuff, you had to go. So,
yeah.
Now it's obviously becoming more of a place, and I'm really wondering how far all of those destinations are from each other, because I've heard from looking at a lot of reviews of Australia recently, like the Gold Coast, you basically have 3 of the main parks in Australia just like within 20 to 30 minutes of each other. So that's kind of crazy to think about for planning and traveling.
Really need to get on DC Rivals.
I hear nothing but good things, and yeah. I am kind of mad that, like, because there really is only a thing on overseas, but like I wish they would do it more over in the States. But like, I want to ride a backward seat. It's probably, people say it's the most insane way to ride them, but paying like 25 on a peak day, that's kind of rough.
It kind of feels like paying $20 for Tron.
Okay, but that's literally a ride that has been there. It has a queue, right?
Tron does not have a standby queue.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious. Cosmic Rewind doesn't have a standby queue either.
No, but like they have built a standby queue. Like there's a queue you walk through to get on the ride, correct?
Well, yeah, but you have to either get a virtual queue drop or pay for a lightning lane.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They make these take all these years and it's still virtual. Now, Disney is a different thing. Like people are, I don't know if other parks really should delve into it as much, but Disney almost needs it for certain experiences. Are they still doing it on Rise? Or are you able to just wait and ride?
Rise, you can wait in the standby queue.
Okay.
It's only Rewind and Tron that don't.
So then I really
Flight of Passage has the standby queue.
Yeah, then I don't mind at all then, because like it was basically just like when it was getting in a little into 2022, we're like, okay, why are you still doing this?
Yeah.
But with new rides and the volume of guests that Disney gets, literally like consistently in the top 10. Basically dwarfing any other park. Like they're competing with themselves in terms of guests how many guests enter their park. They need it for, they need it. Like, I still think they should have an option to, like, hey, if the queue gets full, we're gonna hold it off, because just give people the option, right? But yeah, I think it's the only parks and resorts that genuinely need that, because even though you were saying because we still got trip reports in this too. You were saying that
We do.
when you went, and it was probably before everyone was out of school, even like
Yes.
like college, like you hit the sweet spot. Everyone was out of school.
Yes.
Even colleges weren't out yet; they were just getting out. And it was
This
before
past
Memorial Day.
weekend, this past weekend was, I believe, like this week is the last week for Florida public schools. So like we timed it like super good. And then this weekend's Memorial Day weekend, so that's gonna be horrible. Like Disney on Sunday was perfecto.
Yeah, I generally on holidays, if I am going to a park, it's my home park, and I'm going for a few hours for select things. Like I'm getting food, a few one or two rides, and then maybe some new merch if they have it, and I'm dipping, or for people that need merch. Like, yeah, I try to avoid the parks on holidays. They can be insane. The only one that is honestly a coin flip is 4th of July, because sometimes everyone wants to go to a park on 4th of July, and in some years everyone's like, nope, we want to do something else. And then you're at the park getting on everything, and you're getting fireworks to yourself. You're like, huh. Yeah, that's
I remember Six Flags Fiesta Texas for 4th of July was not super crowded. I think I was there last year on 4th of July. I can't remember, honestly.
Yeah, otherwise, clearly, I try to limit my visits to parks in the Halloween time. I'll go in September before, but right as soon as it hits, like, the peak, like, October, you will see me less in the parks, unless I'm actually with more of my, not coaster friends there, because that's when they'll want to go.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I am expecting, like, one ride on everything. I am thankful if I get a second ride, because the park is generally the most slammed on, like, and I wonder what the reason for that is. Like, I guess it's just because the parks go out of their way to theme for Halloween. Hey, come here, and people love being scared. But yeah, it is. It really, I feel like that's where they get most of their money at the end of it. Were they worried? They're like, oh, just wait for the haunt. Wait for Hollow Scream. That's where we got our return on investment. Like, it has to be. Like, King's Dominion hits damn near close to capacity every year now. On, like, near the end of the season. For haunt, so.
Haunt crowds are insane.
Yeah, like, and it really sucks, because that's, like, one of the only times you can get, night rides. But now, on Saturdays, if you really want to, go to King's Dominion around, like, 8. Find the right Saturday. And you can still get some... You get night rides on Intimidator. Be waiting, like, a train or two. It's just the other rides in the park.
So glad we have good hours this year.
Yep. And I cannot wait to try Grizzly at night, even though I've heard that some of the lights are still on in the back, but it's still good. I don't know if they'll turn those off later in the season or not, or if they'll hear people being like, we wanna be in the pitch black.
Yeah.
If they do change it just because of that, that'd be amazing. But staying in Orlando, even though we kind of jumped over to King's Dominion talking about haunts. I know. Have you ever been to Volcano Bay?
I have, yes. I have ridden Krakatoa.
You say you were not a big fan of Volcano Bay.
Very underwhelmed. I did not have a good time, to be quite honest.
So,
when I went.
What was your experience like, I guess? Did you use the tapu thing, like, that people were... Apparently it's mixed on. Like, apparently that virtual queue is mixed on.
You have to, like, get these wristbands and stuff, and I just found it... I don't know. It was very hard to get on things. Like, we only got on, like, 3 slides, and then we left. So... Like we had to wait like 180 minutes virtual queue for Krakatoa, and we rode like 2 slides in the meantime. And then after we rode Krakatoa, we decided to leave and go back to Islands. But hearing that they have, what is it? They have a standby queue now? Are they
So
testing it?
yeah, they're testing. They basically got rid of the virtual queue for the main volcano, and the water coaster that is it at Krakatoa. Because of guest feedback for people that did not like tap to tap or whatever it's called, their virtual queue system. They're very apparently. It seems kind of weird to me at a theme or at a water park that you would want people to be on their phones more, because inherently they're going to be wet and wanting to be in the water. I don't know. That just seems kind of counterintuitive.
Well, no, the way it works, it's like a wristwatch basically that they give you.
Oh.
Yeah, and you like tap into the different slides. They have like portals and stuff. It's kind of similar to like the way magic bands work at Disney,
Okay.
where you like go like put your magic band up next to the little portal and then go in the lightning lane or whatever. Kind of works that way. But so you can leave your phone in the locker, and then you go tap at the portal, and then it tells you when to come back or something like that.
So okay, that's
I didn't like it.
Now that's interesting to note because portals will be a big thing in Epic Universe. Is all I'm gonna say, and they're already showing that they have, wands was the first step with interactive stuff, and now it's Disney with Magic Bands. So let's say, hey, let's get power bands with the with Super Nintendo World.
Right.
I wonder what technology they might be cooking up potentially with all of that. Especially because I don't think they will do what Bob said. It was interesting talk and culture talk, which rest in peace. By the time this comes out.
Well, they announced it already on socials yesterday.
Yeah. That's news on its own, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would. What if they make you do you just pay for certain portals? Like you don't have to pay for everything. You go in and they basically make it to where they have a full park, or they have their own family entertainment center, well-themed and amazing family entertainment centers they can take their family to for a few hours and then leave.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thought. I can see that working.
Yeah.
So people are not having a fan, as there's been 3 to 4 hour waits for Krakatoa though.
Yeah. I remember
hours.
doing. Well, the problem is it was a 3-hour virtual queue, and then we would have had to forfeit our spot in the virtual queue to try and ride something else. So you had to find something that had a low enough that actually was low enough to offer a standby queue or something.
Wow.
And not a return time. It was super ridiculous. That's why we just rode 2 slides and then waited the rest of the time and then got on Krakatoa and left. So.
And you haven't been back since.
I have not.
So I mean that's the impression. That's what first impressions can make, really. So, because I've heard good things about Volcano Bay, but I'm really not a water park person. I'm just I'll get wet. I don't know. I prefer getting wet on rain rides and changing my clothes than getting wet with chlorine and being in a pool, and yeah, not really a big fan.
Yeah.
And plus slides have been, it's hard to innovate because there's no restraints. You're inherently more risky, there's more accidents. I'm not saying that I'm afraid of that, but just the fact that, it's hard to innovate with our slide. It's really hard for me to get pulled into that as well. So.
Yeah.
There was something I was. Oh yeah, speaking of 3 to 4 hour waits, this is something to throw in there. And that was apparently what happened on Saturday. for Dark Coaster opening.
Oh, didn't it open on one train? I remember laughing about that in line at Universal.
Yeah, it was. It like went down to one train after like I think the first few cycles.
I love the SeaWorld parks. Not actually.
I love SeaWorld Abu Dhabi and I haven't been there. I could tell you that is the best SeaWorld park, and I have not even been there. Like, but yeah, that was just funny. I don't know if they fixed it, but basically I say that as a tidbit for people that want to get on it if they're trying to go this year or sometime soon. Try to get in immediately. Rope drop that ride. You need to rope drop it. Or if you're going on a weekday, Virginia parks are done on the weekdays, you should be fine. You should just basically only go right up to the quote unquote pre-show, and then like you basically the station. And yeah, that ride capacity wise is I'm not even going to put that on C's. That's a design flaw from Intamin in my opinion, because that is terrible capacity. Like even with 2 trains, it's really, really bad capacity. And
I saw something like with on one train, it's like 100 people per hour or something like that.
Like that's water slide capacity. Like I'm not even. That is water slide capacity.
Terrible.
Yeah, that's because like the reason why I think you need that to be higher capacity too. That is literally a step up ride from Oscars.
Yeah.
Like a lot of families are going to get on this ride. The whole family is. So
yeah,
it's making it that much harder for them to get on. Well, don't worry. They're gonna be like, "Don't worry, guys. We're adding the RMC behind Fest House. It's cool." And we're all gonna forget, right?
I hope.
I'm not gonna forget. My experience there is still gonna be mid. It's gonna be just BGT North. This is gonna be Busch Gardens North and Busch Gardens South. That's all I'm gonna name them if that happens, because I'm gonna go there just for the RMCs and then leave. No, Pantheon's good when it works, but it has been.
Better not be 2-mile-per-hour winds.
No, seriously, it better not. Someone better not blow on the speedometer or the wind. Just like sneeze next to it. Oh, got a breakdown, guys. Recycle. The board op sneezes and the ride, like, it's over. Like they're down for 3 hours. Like it's ridiculous. I don't know what it is. Velocicoaster has more moving parts, and actually, does it?
Similar, I'd say.
I don't know. I think the swing launch is really what makes.
Yeah.
Because Veloci has the launch out. It has more effects, has more scenery, but like the coaster itself, I would say the swing launch is more technical. I don't know if that's the reason though. Like, it really is unfortunate. I can't wait for the El Toro Ryan video in a few years about Pantheon though.
Well, at least Pantheon's a bigger success than I-305.
Oh yeah, people were going there for it.
Of, like openings.
Oh yeah, because at least I-305
still deserves a problematic coasters video though. I agree.
I-305. The funny thing was like it was unreliable, but it wasn't like unreliable like people were like making it out to be. It was just like it went through a whole retrofit because it was too intense. So yeah, and then they were testing out all these different configurations to try it before they did the retrofit. So it really wasn't down. They were just trying shit. They were throwing stuff at a wall and seeing what stuck. And
throwing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks.
So yeah, they finally said. I do agree though. When I wrote it back then, that was nowhere near elite for me. It was too much. Like I thought it was too much.
Interesting.
Specifically though, the over-the-shoulder restraints. That's the reason why. Like
because it used to have the hard plastic ones, right?
Bro, you would feel like you were gonna be decapitated if you were not ready. At those speeds, it was no bueno. Like it made every aero coaster feel like a B&M. Like in terms of like if you got headbanging on that. Yeah. Speaking of which, Lightning Rod. Okay, so funny enough, Lightning Rod only because I'm gonna talk about Dollywood when we get to the trip reports, but it only went down a lot that Friday. Every other day, it was up the entire time. So I don't know why Lightning Rod was having a heart attack on Friday, but it was resolved. You know, they were doing one train the whole weekend. They said Wednesday, which is today, they will be getting their second train back.
That's good.
Can't wait to talk about that. Let's go. Screw it. Let's talk about Dorney. Dorney seem to have a development happening, and they're teasing a lot about this dive coaster. But only thing that they've officially have said about it is that it is 160 feet tall in steel, in that plot of land that has all the digging and surveying going on. So
B&M, yay.
Small B&M dive, which, I mean, I've heard good things about Emperor. Some people say it's the best dive. Hey, I'm willing to try everything once, but like I said, you know what's in this cast? B&M, boring and mild.
Yeah, I mean, Dr. D's was alright, but like
Dr. D's.
Just
Oh no, I think that needs to be a shirt for Buzz Bars, honestly. Like but instead of D's, like it's DEEZ. Oh, that'd be good. I had to think of that. So yeah, they're teasing that. Who knows when that will come out? Probably around August, September. You know, when everything starts winding down for the main season and they start getting everyone hyped for next year.
Yeah.
And also, though, the interesting thing that they were said is possible Hydra retheme with new paint. So Hydra, I have heard middling things about it consistently. So I mean, I know it's a staple in the park, but yeah, you know,
it's okay. Hydra's alright.
Man, there is so much news. So much news. It is ridiculous. See, let's just go over all the small stuff. So Nemesis, more Nemesis teasing. I'm still not a fan of those trains or that track.
Looks a bit too gimmicky for me.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long it's gonna last. If they're gonna upkeep it. Apparently, from Merlin's report in the last few years, that's been one of the things they have not been doing is upkeep. So yeah, we'll see. Insanity at Stratosphere may be gone as it's not on the website anymore. And now I need to go to Vegas next year because I need to make sure I get on Stratosphere before it just closes. At this point, they're getting rid of all their rides. What do they only have left? The Seesaw and the Power Shot?
I'm honestly not sure.
But yeah, they definitely don't have the Strato Coaster anymore. The coaster they used to wrap around. Or the Stratosphere, what it used to be called? I don't know. Now they're getting rid of the spinning ride over there, which is all of those would have been a one and dones for me because that is pushing the limit. That and skydiving, but we'll see. I still want to do that. But yeah, I want to bungee off of it too. I want to do all the ridiculous attractions there. But with them getting rid of everything, I need to prioritize that. So yeah. Essex or the E6 Gaming Center is opening May 20th, so it's open now. At Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Still curious about this, but it will be interesting to see how they'll try to pull esports circuits over there to add them to their circuit, because I know that's basically a big way they make their money is having big circuits like League or Activision circuits like Overwatch or Call of Duty be able to be played there, maybe have a big final there, and then generally they want more of tourist venues for big events. So that's probably what they're trying to do. Make it to where they can play here, and then I can see drone shots already of them showing the coasters and all that stuff. kind of like any production. So we'll see where that will go. Merlin wants more attractions with Sony. What are your thoughts on that?
Interesting.
I don't know how that's gonna work because apparently they do have something with that clearly, because they just added World of Jumanji, which, looking at that land, it does look great. It does look great. Really unfortunate that they're going whatever with the queue system, but I'm hearing it's not as bad as it was made out to be. People are still able to get a good amount of rides, even though some days it is getting full. But any queue will get full. Yeah, I hear it's fun. Pretty forceful.
Yeah.
But basically, they said there's always room for creative expression in individual attractions. However, there is a flight to quality, and in the consumers' and guests' mind, some of that quality is tied to, is this a brand I know? Is this a brand I love? He added, we quote movies, we laugh about movies we've seen, we cry about movies we've seen. It gives us emotion. And then if you marry that with bringing it to life and bringing that brand to life, we sit right in a really interesting space with a perfect time. So yeah, he was saying that, and also the fact they're adding Uncharted. I think they're adding Uncharted, or is that Portaventura that's adding Uncharted? I think that's Portaventura. But they're basically saying they want to add. They're quoting all the other worlds that are working out too, so they definitely want to delve into that. Interesting. If we were to see that,
It would be nice to see more Sony IPs.
Spider-Man ride to close at Universal Studios Japan, though. That's a Sony IP.
I remember this came out, and I was like, I thought it was.
You thought it was
Orlando.
Florida? No, if that happened in I'm gonna get my rides every time I go on, because you never know, man. You never know. But they know how big Marvel is,
Yeah.
and especially in the States, so they're probably gonna try to, if anything, they might try to beef up the Marvel area. Who knows? Yeah, but like the one in Japan is closed, and I don't know how different that one was, if it was any different. But the rumor that's been going around for at least 2 years now is that a Nintendo IP is going in there, and a Zelda Dark ride has been said to be the big IP that is going in there as a replacement.
So then, does that kind of hint that we're gonna get Zelda at the Poseidon's Fury plots?
Now, hear me out. The new Zelda that came out, not Breath of the Wild, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is the sequel to Breath of the Wild, that has been doing. That has to say exceeded expectations is an understatement.
Yeah.
How well that game has done. Because generally Nintendo fans just buy whatever. Like Nintendo just gives them shit on a platter and they say, "Hey, thank you. Yeah, it's fine." This is actually a super well done game, and because of that, it's getting more sales on top of the fact that Nintendo fans just buy anything. So, yeah, with Zelda being back in the spotlight like this,
Yeah.
it would not surprise me. That's all I'm gonna say now. Now it would not surprise me. Now a land, that would be interesting. Because what land are you going for? There is so many different eras of Zelda. Are they gonna go with the modern one we're getting, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom? Are they gonna go back to the main, like the super retro of literally like Legend of Zelda and like the first, like you were top down and like this 8-bit or 16-bit, excuse me, for some of them? Or are we gonna go to like the classics of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which are a bit darker? Or are they gonna somehow put all that into one? I don't know. There is a lot you could speculate with that, but yeah, I don't see them adding another Nintendo World. If they have a Nintendo World that's bigger and more expansive, isn't that gonna be the biggest one in Epic Universe?
I believe so. Yeah. More so than USH.
And bigger than Japan, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't see them adding another Nintendo or another Mario. And I don't know if any other IP has as much of a punch, I guess, as Zelda.
Yeah.
All right. It's plausible.
Epic Universe, have you seen the updated construction on the dueling coaster and some of the dueling elements?
So, it's crazy how I kind of want to ask Austin from Amusement Insider, like, how he got that concept so early, because so far it's basically been spot on.
Yeah.
And I was like waiting. I'm like, I just want to see if those rolls are there. Because like that is the one element I think is going to be absolutely insane. And yeah, they were beginning the construction on the dueling zero-G rolls. I think quoted. I don't know if it's official, but it's named the Celestial roll, which is just really cool. Yeah, that ride. When is Epic Universe opening again? 2 years from now?
Epic Universe?
Yeah.
I believe 2025.
It's crazy because that'll literally be here before we know it, and that kind of scares me, but also kind of excites me. So, Zambezi Zinger, POV, looks much better. Because it is not like the first test runs with maintenance workers sitting on the catwalk.
Looks pretty fast. I saw someone saying it looked sped up.
No, that POV looks like the most official POV I've seen in a bit. Like, that definitely looks like that ride was, like, they gave it a few days of runs, you know, and then they let it go, like, after, like, a few more runs that day. So it's going at, like, its opening speed. It was obviously going to get a little bit faster as it, after a few months. But I think it looks like what Invader should have been. Like, it looks like a really good, for all, like, a good coaster, wooden coaster for everyone. And there is more Titan Trek than I was expecting on it, but it's still those low to ground elements at the end, and it's much longer than I expected. People are saying it looks short. I'm like, I don't agree. I think you get a good amount of ride time and elements with this. For what it is. I think it is funny that, like, half of your ride time is going up the chain lift. That chain lift does take forever for, like, how little height you actually have at the top of it. But nitpicking aside, I still am excited to ride that. Still think it will be the sleeper hit.
Yeah.
Falcon's Flight, though. Let's just get that out of the way. It's kind of crazy that, isn't it crazy seeing those big ass cranes sitting over that cliff? Like, isn't that just insane to look at?
Yes.
Like, it almost, like, like, it almost doesn't look real, but, like, this is happening. Like, wow. And I can't really tell how tall that is from there, like, that cliffside, but
yeah,
it has to be pushing 200 plus.
I'm so excited.
I just, like, the fact that we're going to be seeing it being built without an actual POV first, I think is going to be...
I know. I just want to see it keep being constructed.
Yeah, like, because obviously the first one was that was obviously fake. That was just made for people to invest, get in, excited for what potentially is a record-breaking ride that they're building. But yeah, I like this. I like not knowing it at all. I like just seeing it and then being like, what the hell is happening? I mean, the only track right now is looking like it's just the station and then the turnout of it, because I saw a turn or something being installed. But yeah, this is probably the most exciting development I have been around, like keeping up with the construction of a coaster since coming back to the hobby. So, because we all thought this was a pipe dream, like, they're like, all right, yeah, cool, go ahead, build this. You know, it's happened before. Same with Skyplex, which apparently is coming back. We covered last week, so, yeah. some cool stuff happening. Unfortunate stuff happening for Disney though, but we all saw it coming. Jesus.
Opening.
Yeah. Is Star Wars, the Galactic Star Cruiser is ending September 28th to 30th. We'll be ceasing all reservations, all that, and anyone that books before or after any of those dates, they'll be trying to either go with refunds or book you in a time before that. And because of that, they're frozen the reservations so that the people that need or want to rebook for an earlier date can. Yeah, who didn't see this coming? The prices, they did put down the prices, but I think around the lowest when they were $1,200 a night.
Jesus.
$1,300 a night? Hell no.
That's insane.
Hell no. Like, I'm sorry. Like I'm sorry. I'm not giving the Disney dick pass. Like I'm not that level of Disney. I don't think there are that many people of Disney. And I think they overestimated the level, like, that people would pay for immersion like that. Like, I've heard it's incredible when you're on it. But that price tag is just... That's literally... That could be a day or two at the resort.
That's insane.
Like $1,300.
That's like a day for a family of 4 at the resort with like Genie Plus and Park Hopper. Like,
Yes. That's exactly like... Oh, man, that is not good.
Not at all.
And you can say, oh, you know, the cruise is around the same price. The cruise you are getting on a, like, I don't know if they still go to different islands, like they go to like specific like, you know, like the Caribbean and all that stuff. But I know there's cruises that literally they have their own island now. You have multiple days on a massive cruise, like you get to indulge in whatever food shows. And that's around the same price. That makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. Why am I getting paid cruise pricing for 2 days on a fake cruise? Yeah, like, I just hope the workers, all the staff, are able to be relocated somewhere else and put that talent to elsewhere in the park to then enhance Disney elsewhere. Because from what I did see and from the reviews the previews that were there, like, it was a great experience, an immersive experience. And as a tabletop player, tabletop nerd, would have loved to have, maybe if they put it down one day, have tried it. I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, but, you know, I still care about, you know, I like it. But I think that could just be done in the lands themselves, right? I think that the lands themselves could be, like, if a kid goes on up and he's dressed up as a Hufflepuff wizard, you know, a trainee, a student, there should be more professors walking around, in my opinion. There should be, and then when they see that, just popping into action, just like basically immersing the kid into Hogwarts.
Right.
I think that should just transition into the parks and not a whole different experience outside of the parks. Which they are doing, but a lot of times it's encounters you go to. They're not just roaming. I think that's the next step. Just having roaming characters, man. That was a tangent, but a little bit of a soapbox. But yeah, I do like immersion like that. I think just really does, like, I can imagine I can go to a whole immersive park and not even care about a coaster one day. Like, just imagining in the future of that. Like, I'm going there to work on a story that my character's going, and then the next time I go on, I'm continuing that story. Just imagining a park like that would be insane. Like adventure baths. What next? Well, let's stay on Disney here, guys. You saw that Disneyland Paris? What happened yesterday?
Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah, Disney, pay your workers. Because you already know the French will protest for anything. And they will be heard. But jokes aside, I completely stand with the workers. Anyone that says, "Oh, you're ruining the experience for the families," well, Disney should be doing better for the people providing that experience. They're not puppets. They're not robots. They're humans too, and they deserve that human right of being paid and having unions and showing their speech that they feel that they're being wronged.
Yeah.
So, I stand with them completely. I'm glad they did that to show that it's across chain wide. You know, people talk about it in the States. I didn't even realize, honestly, from that chain wide. I thought it would be more. I thought you would think it would be more covered by government stuff. Be like, hey, Disney, you're here from the States, an American company. You're following our rules. But no. Apparently, everywhere they are just penny pinching with their staff, the people that make the park.
Crazy.
So, support the staff. Honestly, this is a throwback to your favorite coaster sucks episode of tipping cast members. I think that honestly should be a thing. I really do. Like, if you have a good experience with a member, there should be a way I should either later or like somehow be able to tip that member and tell them, like, you made my experience better, and they are giving you some terrible wages. Let me help out. I feel like it's almost like a waiter or a waitress at that point, right? I don't know. Some people might find it, because I could see it on the other end. I'm not trying to look at it all ways. Some people might find it, oh, that's kind of, they're looking at them as lesser. You have to tip them. And I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. The solution is pay your workers. Next. That should be easier said than done. Making so much damn money. You know what? Let's cover this as we're kind of overseas. Where is it? Oh yeah, Gotham City, or Gotham City. Jesus, Batman Gotham City Escape POV and thoughts. I have been looking around and I looked at Bennett's thoughts from Coaster Dolphin. Did you see what he thought?
I heard he was saying it's the Velocicoaster of Europe.
Yes, and he said top 5 for him, at least, for sure. Now, do you believe in recency bias?
I do.
Okay.
I've been a victim of it myself.
Oh, for what coaster?
I mean, I'll ride something and then move it up in my rankings.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, I generally will ride something. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty firm. Yeah, I remember where that is. That's got a good ride. Then, for El Toro, for me, I feel like that should have dropped more because I haven't rode it in so long. But
yeah,
it's still staying in the top 15. But when I ride Velosa, for example, and I get really good rides of Velosa, it's still staying right where it is. I'm like, you were with me on the break run. I'm like, I don't know, this could be top 2. You see me saying that.
I was quite tempted to throw it back at number 4 this trip, but alas, it remains number 5.
Wait for the summer rides on Gwazi.
I know.
Oh my god. You need to find the heat advisory days, bro.
Right.
The days where it's 95, 100 degrees. Right out. Oh my god. Because those are the days when Intimidator makes me black out consistently.
Dude, I grayed out so hard on Hulk. No, it's off topic, but I was grayed out the entire ride. Could barely keep my head up.
Dude, I'm telling you, the last ride I got on it, I was gray essentially up until the last loop.
That might be my second exception for B&M.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And to me, the brake run, that's the end of the ride. The mid course. I'm all right, everything before that was the ride.
Yeah.
I see that as that's them getting us in an exciting way, quotations, to the final brake run.
Pretty much.
But like everything before that is literally phenomenal. Like B&M's best. Like loops up there with it's up there with Alpengeist Cobra Roll. Like it's just straight up intensity. Like I know sustained G's that ride is like it has to be up there with some of the most like sustained really heavy G's.
I'd agree.
But yeah, back to Batman. I'm hearing good.
Oh God,
I'm hearing good stuff.
That was a tangent.
I'm hearing pretty good stuff about Batman. I am hearing. I don't know. People are looking at POVs and then they're making their opinions, but the people that I'm hearing that are getting on air are saying it's fantastic. I asked both people about the spike at the end, what they thought, and both didn't answer. So I cannot get that for the cast. I asked both people and they didn't answer. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still iffy on that, but we'll see when I get there in a few years. We covered that. So let's go over Knots real quick. So, how long is this conversion of Montezuma's Revenge taken now?
I want to say was it end of last year or beginning of this year?
I feel like it was more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
Summer last year, maybe? Let me see if it has an SBNO status on... Apparently, it was, literally, it's been SBNO since February 8th of 2022.
Yeah.
So...
And the main reason why it was supposed to be a small refurbishment and it was supposed to open later that year, then they pushed it back because it was announced they're changing the launch system. Then, now it's apparently not opening with the new land of the park. It's taking that long to retrofit it. What is happening?
Definitely disappointing.
It just keeps getting pushed back, and I know these rides are harder to keep up. I get that. They're when did this open up? Same year as Loch Ness Monster, 1978. Schwarzkopf. Hell, Schwarzkopf went out of business just a few years after that.
Great manufacturer, better than B&M.
I can't go that far. That's shitpost, but I can't go that far.
I'm just shitposting, don't worry.
Okay, so yeah, I hope they get that open soon, man, because it's a big part of their lineup. It's a classic, and I love classic rides. Love them. Like it's just crazy. No, I love the feeling, and it's gonna suck when this feeling goes away, because when you finally get to all of them. But the feeling of finally standing in front of a coaster you've seen being built, you see teased, the teaser POV, the first construction, all the way to the end, the test runs, the people's reactions of the ride, then you finally get on it years later. It's like you're like, wow, this ride exists. I'm actually here. That's one of the best feelings as an enthusiast to me. Actually, and the thing is, I'm gonna have to keep making friends so I can relive that with people. You relive that through people's reactions.
Exactly.
So,
like one of my favorite things is riding Velocicoaster with someone for their first time. Hey, we'll get that with Voyage. So,
dude,
I'm gonna have to sit with you on your first Voyage ride next week.
I'm actually gonna be at Holiday World, bro. I'm gonna get on Thunderbird twice to pay my respects, and then my butt's gonna be on wooden. Listen,
We got to go straight to Voyage, okay?
Okay, no, I'm going straight to Voyage,
Yeah.
but I'm still gotta get the cred, you know. And it's a launch B&M wing. I'm like, it has to be better than Mild Eagle. Spoiler alert. But nah, yeah, like for me, Intimidator 305. When I see people, like, because this happens a lot, even with like regular guests, when it's like their first time, and I'm sitting there, I'm the single rider, and it's like, and I'm seeing them getting like scared, and then hearing people with their group or like, so you ready to black out or all this stuff, and then seeing their reaction after, like that is, I love that every time I go to Intimidator. Like I love that so much. I'm trying to think of another one. Quasi First Wedge are nice too, but like Intimidator and Veloster for me, like I'm with you. Like seeing people's reaction after those two. Actually, I don't know, man. My reaction after those Quasi rides were ridiculous. It was literally trying to kill us that day, bro.
So good.
I'm mad because I'm looking at the weather. It'll be showing on my computer. It is gorgeous outside. Gorgeous. Sunny, 78. I'm not gonna lie. Like days like this is where I'm like, screw it. I'll go to BGW even though I hate it, because KD's closed right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's getting back. It's getting back to the season. Hopefully everyone's been making it out to the parks, and if you haven't, hopefully make it out to one soon. Because later this week, hopefully they don't pull the rug like another park, but Wildcat's Revenge, opening June 2nd. That's a big uh-oh for some influencers, because I know some of them got media access for it. And actually, is it opening exactly on June 2nd, or are they doing the previews before?
Well, there's also the rumor that it might not be ready, but
yeah,
we'll see. We will see.
But yeah, the rumor might not. Did we talk about that on? No, we didn't even say that on the cast. So.
Well, no, I've heard that it's not sending a lot of test cycles from someone who lives near the park, so that's a bit concerning.
Yeah. It's June 2nd for the opening day. But yeah, I hope everyone can get on, because I am excited to hear what people think. I'm excited to get on, regardless.
Yes.
But Worlds of Fun, they just pulled the rug from a lot of people, and that was very not cool. This happened just today. A lot of people traveled and are there now because tomorrow was supposed to be the pass holder previews for Zambezi Zinger. I know Larson being one of them. He literally made a detour out of his travels to go and do this, to go back. And yeah, a lot of people, they basically, this is what the park update said. Zambezi Zinger is almost ready to go. We just need some more time to get everything ready. Our teams are working through final testing on the new Steelwood hybrid coaster. We look forward to announcing the new opening date soon, along with the rescheduled season pass holder experience on Zambezi Zinger. We promise it will be worth the wait. Now, will it be worth people's money and time? Because that's literally what you wasted here. That was not cool to have done that today. They should have definitely tried to have said that sooner. But what's crazy is 2 days ago on their Twitter, they said Zambezi Zinger opens this week. Like, eye emoji. Like, you're telling us, like, what happened between... There had to be miscommunication, essentially.
Well, and then Silver Dollar City tweets, FYI, all of our coasters will be open tomorrow.
Damn. Oh, that was kind of a... It's kind of a burn. Kind of kick them when they're down.
Yeah.
I mean, after going to Dollywood, I wouldn't mind going to Silver Dollar City. I'm very excited to go there now.
Might be a deleted tweet, actually.
I wonder if it's fake now. Like, I wonder if that was even real.
Here, check what I'm sending. Might have been real at some point. I do not know.
Let's see.
But Ace, American Coaster Enthusiast, said, just got off the phone with Worlds of Fun. Unfortunately, due to a last-minute issue with Zambezi Zinger, it will not be running this weekend for Ace Around the World, as its opening date has been pushed off. Worlds of Fun apologizes that it will not be running, but they will still give us a behind-the-scenes tour, and they'll get ERT on Mamba and Prowler. So,
You know, I feel like people forget about Prowler, man. I hear that ride's good.
yeah.
Same park, like now, like Worlds of Fun is definitely on my radar because Zambezi Zinger and Prowler. I don't know if Mamba still is trimless. I doubt it, but if Mamba is still trimless, then that too. That sounds like a pretty sick top 3. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
In theory, as someone who hasn't been there. We're actually cutting through this much quicker than I thought. A lot of it was like smaller stuff. That's why I said let's just go through that, so it's not as intimidating.
We can't miss an episode without talking about Top Thrill Dragster.
So, yeah. But like the only thing we know for sure about the ride is a spike. Like,
well, essentially, I don't think last episode we covered the crane getting put under the top hat.
Oh yeah,
right?
That, and there were at least people standing on top of the of the top hat.
Well, apparently it's Tony Clark's burner account, but I don't know if that's true. That posted that tweet from the top of the top hat.
No, but there was literally like my friend Jared. Funny enough, that's my name as well. But my friend Jared, he lives in the Ohio area. Ghoster Coasters, awesome content by the way. Go ahead and look at that on YouTube. Go ahead, shout out to them. He has been retweeting and teasing about saying, because it shows two mechanics at the top of the top hat, and he says, "I know what they're doing up there." Eye emoji. And every time I'm like, bro, do you actually like? He retweets it every day at this point, like he got this low key information. So we still don't know. Besides that, a spike is happening. Hell, what if it's not a spike though?
Well, the thing is I guess it's speculation. Nothing's confirmed, but the new footer that was placed, everyone is saying that it's an Intamin footer. That's the thing. So like people are like jumping the gun saying Intamin confirmed, but that's not necessarily true.
I still think it's like 95% Intamin.
Yeah.
Because there's just I don't think Cedar Fair is that dense to have them make a Wild Mouse and then say, hey, we know you haven't made anything bigger than a Wild Mouse and then Thunderbolt model. Go ahead and work and retrofit and then build a new layout of a record-breaking, like, just nah. It just does not make any sense. And I think after riding Velocicoaster, which they did, Cedar Fair execs did, back in December, and they were really impressed with, they're like, okay, this works for us. You know, this system is cool and punchy enough. Can you make this work for a dragster? That has been my opinion from all the information that I have put together. But everyone puts information together differently, right? That's how we come up with different theories, different perspectives. But that's how I put it. So that's why I think. Oh, and also what I said, like, I think last time, like, people were saying, oh, they took Top Thrill off of their rides. And I'm like, yeah, because Top Thrill doesn't exist anymore.
Exactly.
I'm like, of course they're going to take it off. Like, maybe they were mad at first. Like, hey, you know, like, talk to us. We can talk to you. We want to work on this and fix this. But Top Thrill is no more. So, of course, it's not going to be on their rides. They don't have the Funk rides up there. They don't have Volcano up there anymore.
Exactly. Just because it's SBNO doesn't mean it should be kept on the ride list.
So, yeah, that is my hard, like not even research, just like Twitter research over the past, like, since all of this has happened of last year. And, like, all the videos and all the stuff I've put together. So, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like maybe Zimperla got mixed up with the Wild Mouse. I don't know. There's just no way. Maybe they're making the trains. Maybe they're doing some part of it. But I don't think they're working on the track and the layout.
Yeah.
But yep, that was your... If you were looking for us to talk about it for actually this time not just shit post, congratulations. We've been kind of skirting around it for a while, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like, yeah, we get it, you know, it's for content. But actually, it was like, you know, I actually had some thoughts about it today, so. Non-shit post. Yeah, we got everything up the top here. We covered the Intamin manufacturing. Wildcat's Revenge. Lost Island, though, had its opening day. And people were saying that there were probably more staff in the park than there were guests.
Yeah.
Maybe 30, 40 cars in the parking lot.
Not good.
But the enthusiasts have been making it heard and known that, like, this place is charming. It really is a nice park. The staff is super friendly. And apparently the dark ride there is amazing.
I do not know.
I have heard that dark ride is up there with Universal and Disney for some reason. It's just like underneath. People are saying it's the best dark ride in the States. Oh, it's like up there with the best dark ride, not like underneath, but like that isn't Disney or Universal.
No way.
Outside Disney Universal. That's what I meant.
Looking this thing up though. Quest for the Golden Idol.
Yeah, Quest for the Golden Idol. I'm hearing Matsunagi.
Okay, it's a shooter though.
If it's a shooter, then I definitely do not agree with that at all. Then, because shooters.
Yeah, no, there's no way. That's not gonna be better than like Flight of Passage or Rise of the Resistance. It's not even close.
For me, the best shooter will always be Men in Black. Wait, can you see targets on it? Because Men in Black, that's the reason why I think that one's the best Steam shooter. Is you can't, like, you're shooting literally the aliens, and like it's not just targets that are blinking at you.
I'm looking more into it right now.
But yeah, people are saying generally the park is it's a very good vibe to it. So people are saying go out there not only to support the park, but because if they really aren't pulling people in like this,
no, it's more of like it's like screens and 4D and stuff, but it's not really targets. You're actually like shooting like, I guess, the villains in the ride, so that's kind of cool. But still, it's no. I don't know.
I don't know. They're saying outside of the Universal and Disney parks, though.
Yeah.
It's
I
one of
can
the
see
best.
that. I wouldn't say that's too crazy of a take outside of Uni and Disney.
Yeah, which is like shows have the money put into the park, though. So like,
Yeah.
get out here while you can, because who knows what's gonna happen? Like, realistically, who knows what's gonna happen? Right now, it's not looking great. We'll just say that. Having a very rough start. And I don't know the area. I don't know if just the locals need to know that, hey, a new park is here. It has thrill rides. It has stuff for families. Because that stuff might take a bit. Yeah, who knows? Let's cover this real quick. This wasn't on the news because I just thought about it, and it should be on the news. Have you heard about Shadow Stalker, the backyard coaster?
Not worth news.
What? That thing looks sick, and shout outs to him because I think they built a thrill.
Not newsworthy.
Come on, that is cool, man. That is cool. It had its media day. A lot of Jersey enthusiasts came out, and rode it, and the ejector looks insane. But no, it's cool. It's a little thing. Man, I'm imagining something that was like little least shout out worthy.
The thing that Alex was saying, it's like,
Oh,
you count backyard coasters and credits because you could build a 300-foot coaster and call it a credit, and like 300 feet of like wooden track. I don't really.
well, I also do agree with them. Then build it.
I mean, if you want to waste the money on lumber, but
It's way more than just lumber. You have to engineer that. Like, you have to know how to do that. Like, it's not just building a coaster. It's not like it's just. That's why I say it counts, because it's not like they're everywhere, and if they were, then it would obviously be easier than expected.
some little like, I don't know. It's not a credit though. That's what I think. Blue Flash is a credit.
Why? That's a backyard coaster. It has the same length, if not longer. That ride is longer.
Well, it's not a credit unless it's full circuit. That's what I actually mean.
So, Pipe Scream isn't a circuit, or is it a coaster?
Pipe Scream? What?
Because that doesn't have. It goes back.
Shoot. Never mind. I retract my statements. I'm not.
So.
This conversation.
Wicked Twister.
Sure, it's a credit.
Is it a coaster?
Wicked Twister returns to its station though.
All right.
But like, yeah, it's whatever, because I do count Pipe Scream, so I have nothing to say.
And then at that point, that art coaster, I forgot what it's called, the one in the Jersey Art Museum, that would technically not be a coaster then either.
I thought that's full circuit.
No, they have to pull it up, and it stops at the very bottom.
Ah, I see. Well, I don't know.
I mean, in my opinion, this and Blue Flash are like the most coaster backyard coasters I have seen. Cause like that looks almost like GCI track.
Yeah.
Very well like engineered. And Blue Flash obviously like the first one, and that was a full circuit return to the station. Like,
yeah.
And obviously like I agree, like, oh, if you just put 300 feet, go ahead and get an engineering and build it. Like, go ahead and build a coaster in your backyard. I feel like everyone would do that.
30. Just boost my credit count real quick.
Dude, that'd be like, by the time you do that, you would be like 60. Unless you paid workers to do it for you. You just make the layouts and then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we should ask Alan Schilke that question. How easy is it to just build a coaster in your backyard? We should ask an actual engineer. Honestly, that is a good question. Let's try to find someone. If I can, this is very interesting. Yeah, obviously credits are. Everyone takes them anyway. I think we genuinely agree on what makes a credit though.
For the most part, yes.
And if a park says it is, I'm just gonna say whatever, even though I don't agree. Did I say Colossus is reopening soon?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, it's reopening soon at Thorpe. Be on the lookout for that. I know it's a major coaster there. I'm missing it. Used to be the multiple inversion holding record. I think, honestly, we really are getting to the bottom of this. Kentucky Rumbler, though.
I thought we talked about that, too.
No, we didn't. That was before. That was before the cast. It's getting, yeah, boo. Especially because the last part of the news I'm willing to be talking about is something is the reason why we don't need Titan Track. But, yes, I got Titan Track, and I get it. Like, I get the parks say, hey, GCI, you know, you're a big wood manufacturer. You make this, and you could put this on our wooden coaster to make it last longer. I get it. I completely get it, especially for these smaller parks. Like, that really like maintenance on these wooden coasters are like a big chunk of their budget at the end of the year. So
Yeah.
I just think you should look at Gravity Grip as all. Actually, I heard that's expensive. I'm not gonna lie. I hear that the pre-cut is kind of expensive.
Well, kudos to any parks actually doing that then.
Yeah. Did Holiday World Woody's get pre-cut track?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, we're not getting another coaster there for like another 5 years. like all their money goes into making sure their Woodies are top notch. Like, I respect that, but like it does take a lot of money to do that for a family-owned park. Oh man, just how much Titan Track is going on Kentucky Rumbler though?
That I'm not sure.
Well, hope it's not. Hope it's as much as Lightning or as White Lightning that I don't even notice it. And yeah, I'll just keep it at that. Yeah, this Minions Land. I mean, it's giving me like a modern Simpsons, a modern Springfield vibes. I'm not gonna lie to you, which isn't bad, but it's definitely not their best land for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Universal show new renderings of their Minion Land opening this summer with the new Villain Con, Minion Blast, the Minion Cafe, which I think they're gonna get rid of a lot of the switchbacks from Transformers Q and turn that into the cafe's seating area. And bake my day dessert. Man, this food is making me hungry, and I got spaghetti meal prep that I'm gonna smash after this. Yeah. And Illumination Theater. I don't know what's gonna be in Illumination Theater. I get Trek 4D was dated, but I just wish there was another DreamWorks IP there.
Yeah.
Cause I guess there's a pull for Minions. I just don't see it anymore. None of my nieces or nephews like them, and I never even showed them Minions, so I'm not even gonna mess with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a thing. Oh yeah, the silver dollars thing. Let's cover this. So, I've really never heard of this manufacturer, Martin and Vlemings. I'm gonna look them up actually, to see what they have done before. Martin Vlemings rides. Oh. What? Why does it say they helped on Boardwalk Bullet? So
Also, Coastersaurus.
and Zip and Pippin.
Huh.
Let me look at their resume. Wooden roller coaster manufacturing, roller coaster repair and
They have
refurbishment.
some really good.
Tra-
Some really good Woodies actually.
so I think
So
they've done a lot of
they're-
refurbishment.
Even Leviathan at SeaWorld.
Yeah,
Coast. So
they've done. Wow, they've done one of the big Chinese, the Jungle Trailblazer.
yeah, I'm looking at their RCDB right now.
Oh, they're from Montreal, so they're Canadian. All models. They only have one coaster that they actually
installed.
made.
They've installed a lot of steel coasters as well.
Huh. So it looks like
They were the ones that installed Top Thrill Dragster.
wow. So yeah, they're one of those
And
companies.
King
Okay,
Ka.
they're one of those companies.
Interesting.
So for some reason they're trying to make a new model called the Unicoaster 2.0. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks like a full layout SNS free spin with a really weird train.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was something just throw in But yeah, I guess we just shout out Martin Lemmings that they're actually a pretty reputable company that's been around. Like, they kind of remind me of Bainham.
Oh, you know what we forgot?
Hmm.
The shipment to Codaland.
Oh yeah. Is that confirmed? That it's
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's confirmed it's that drop tower too.
I don't know that it's that drop tower, but the shipment was confirmed.
Okay, well, you know how we have our. We're not too sure what's gonna happen with Codaland. We're kind of on the iffy side, but they are still getting shipments and things brought in. In fact, a pretty sizable drop tower, and also Starflyer as
Along
well.
with the Starflyer, yeah.
Is coming to the park, and they still have not put up Palindrome, and apparently the tow coaster is coming next year.
Upsetting.
I'm assuming, like, we talked about this, like, they're gonna do all this at once. Just like, why?
That's what it seems like.
They need to be having. When is Circuit of the Americas this year? I think they just had. Did they just have IndyCar there or NASCAR there?
I'm not sure.
Let's see. They have.
F1 is in October this year.
Yeah, exactly. So, June, July, August, September. They have 5 months to do all. They ain't happening, bro.
Negative.
Oh, let's see if. I'm just checking to see if this is
It's crazy they have a Schwarzkopf Wildcat there.
Yeah, like, NASCAR was just like Coda, so they're just missing out on revenue. Like, they're just missing out on revenue. Just put Palindrome up, and people will see, oh, a coaster here while we're also traveling to see a race. I do not get it. Yeah. They're annoying me. I'm not gonna lie. They're just throwing bones in the trash. But is that the end of everything? Yeah.
Believe so.
So basically the last two things. First.
Well, the cheetah hunt pole, too.
Yeah.
Reports.
Well, first I wanted to say is rest in peace to Coaster Talk, as you guys might have followed them because of us. Who knows? We talk about them a lot. They're good friends of the cast, but they're doing their final cast tomorrow, but they have announced it officially. And go ahead and give all the episodes you can whenever you can. Just they're all good times, man. Just great discussions, great jokes, just bantering, and it was a big part of my weekly routine. You know, putting on a cast, they were gonna work like it's going to suck not having them because they were the main cast for me to listen to. So, but on to better things for them. They're really just moving on, going back into the station like they said. So to James, Timmy, and Bob, I wish y'all the best in your future endeavors. But otherwise, yeah, just want to shout that out. Go ahead and give them and be there for their live stream on Thursday. I'm gonna try to get in. I should be on the way back from Carowinds, so
yeah,
I should be able to be there for that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Actually, no. I'm gonna smoke for them when I get to the trip report, but I'll smoke one out for them then. But last of the news is this quick Grizzly review. We're already an hour and 30 minutes. We still haven't got to the trip reports. Oh, yeah. I had a feeling it was going to be a doozy of an episode. But when I saw the news is piling up, and then in fact we were coming back from 2 pretty ridiculous trips. But Grizzly. The new Grizzly, I got on it. See, the reason why I knew I didn't talk about it is because I had the news on here say Grizzly testing ? And I've definitely been on the ride since then. So, that ride is a changed ride. It is a new beast, and I'm saying that in this like, in the sense of it's reinvigorated life into that ride, not that the new beast. But anyways, that ride is awesome. It is a solid Woody now, such a good Woody. When that pre-cut track is perfect. You still get the perfect texture of wood, but it is so rideable. It's so smooth, but not too smooth. The forces are more pronounced in almost every element where you got forces. Like the back, you get ejector for the whole drop, and it is better. And you're not dying in the valley anymore. You're not just jackhammering in the valley anymore. Oh my man, it is so good. Then you do the turnaround, and then the ride begins. You get like a little floater pop, like the tiniest little floater in the back off the turnaround. But then ejector lateral in the tunnel, baby. Oh my god, it is so good. In the front, on the turnaround, you will get some pretty good lats. In the back, not so much. But then floater, and then I almost consider this an element. Because I was like, wow, I'm getting floater here consistently. Like, I'm actually going up. And then you go into the valley right before the second turnaround. And that was the end of the pre-cut track. And oh my god. That is one of the most jarring experiences I felt on a ride. Of like this like such a smooth, like, but on a wooden classic, when then you're almost thrown in to your seat because of the jackhammering there. It is insane. But after that, the second turnaround, since you have 3 or 4 more miles per hour, the lats there are actually really good now. You're actually just so on the side of your... What'd you say?
So excited to get on.
Yeah, like, oh, you are literally just on the side the entire turnaround. And then you get actual airtime on the last hills, and then you're back in the station. And you're like, this is a completely different ride. not real, like, as in, like, I can ride this now. Like, I'm not getting on twice, and I don't feel bad saying that I like Grizzly now. I can confidently say Grizzly is a good ride now. The layout was there. It just needed that touch. And the Gravity pre-cut track, I hope they add more at the end of the next season as well, or this season. Just do the whole thing, because it ran good. And if they pronounce more forces on those areas, man, it was a great option for Kings Dominion. That was perfect what they did. Perfect. And it adds, in my opinion, you can go from Twisted to Intimidator to Grizzly now. You won't get bored. We're going to just Twisted and Intimidator 305 now. You have Grizzly in the park now, and you will not be unhappy in the slightest, in my opinion. Because I rode 8 times, and I wanted to get more. I was like, this is so fun. This is so good. Man. Like, that boosted Kings Dominion's lineup. But, because now you have a rideable and good, not just mid and Racer 75 that doesn't duel anymore. Good Woody. You got an RMC, an Intamin Giga, and then for the people that like B&M, a B&M Floorless. Not bad. Not bad anymore. And then you have the Volcano replacement, That's all I'm saying. That lineup's looking not bad right now. It's looking pretty good. But yeah, that's all I had to say about Grizzly. That's all I had to say. But yeah, that was all of the news. All of it. Covered everything. Jesus. Yeah, that was everything. That was the first time we didn't miss anything either. So I looked back and I've like missed stuff. I'm like, God damn it. But yeah. Now on to the Instagram. So guys, I guess I'm sorry for thinking that Cheetah Hunt was being bad
I'm not apologizing.
was a known opinion, but apparently you shut us up real quick. But I'm not apologizing. I will. In fact, Rel from Black Coast Society, he said I'm gonna give you a shirt called Cheetah Hater. I'm like, that will be a gift. Thank you. I'm like, you need to give that to me on my birthday or Christmas. I'm like, I didn't want to get that same whatever the logo is. I'm gonna get that tattooed on me. That will be a Cheetah Hater till the day I die. That ride has an identity crisis. That ride doesn't know what it's doing, and it is boring. It's just there are so many family coasters I have more fun on than Cheetah Hunt, and it's classified as an extreme thrill on RCDP anyway. So, identity crisis, like I said. End of story. Regardless, we lost 64-36. So. 64% of people said it is a good ride, while 36 said it was no bueno. Which, honestly, the only people that said no was, I think, Alex and Coaster Talk. So, like, Timmy and James. And I was like, wow, okay. Like, okay then.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was a hot take. Listen, I know being a B&M hater is a hot take, but yeah, Cheetah Hunt. Yeah, I was shocked about that one. I'm actually So I'm not gonna just throw it around now. I'm actually gonna be more careful because everyone took my chain at Dollywood in my group when I said that. Every single person thought that. Okay, the only person that agrees with me was not on the trip. So I was fighting for my life in that cabin with that opinion. Oh man, I was fighting for my life. Yeah, so I guess Cheetah Hunt is, from the poll, inherently good. Alright, so is that trip reports now?
Yes.
Okay, who wants to start?
I won't take too long. Do you want me to start?
Yeah, because I spent Thursday up until Sunday night. Basically, that was when my trip ended. So
we just did a Saturday early morning to Monday night, which was later than expected because of thunderstorm delays at the airport, but it was just another casual Orlando trip, although not so casual as doing Disney is a bit of a competitive sport, but
I'm literally cannot wait to put the meme I made on the thumbnail this week.
We did honestly, so we did Saturday all day in Universal, and we did not go to Universal's side. We only stayed in Islands.
Well, that's the norm though.
Same thing with Monday. We only stayed in Island side.
Well, yeah, like you would only maybe ride Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, and like maybe Gringotts.
Yeah.
If you're feeling spicy.
So like really, Saturday and Monday were just chill, normal days. Lap Velocicoaster and Hagrid's. Crowds weren't too bad. Just good stuff overall. But Sunday was the icing on the cake because we decided to challenge ourselves and do all 4 parks at the Walt Disney World Resorts on Sunday. And I would consider it quite successful. So our day
You
kind
get
of went
you guys went on
like
a premium
this.
time too, like you
I
said
know it was
earlier.
like it was not bad at all. Um, we started at Hollywood Studios and we decided to drive to and park at each of the parks. So we spent some time there and left Hollywood Studios actually a bit around 12. And we went to Disney Springs and had lunch because we were trying to get cookies from this place called Gideon's Bakehouse, but we were unsuccessful um, on Sunday. So we did Hollywood Studios, we did Disney Springs, and then we did Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and then Magic Kingdom last, just based on park hours. So I got new credits at Magic because that was my first visit since I was like a child.
So you didn't really
So
remember.
yeah. So the big things that we really did, and Animal Kingdom was a first time park for me as well. So I got Flight of Passage for the first time, and I got Tron, along with rewriting Cosmic Rewind, and then rewriting
Did
Rise of the
you did
Resistance.
you do Navi River Adventure? Did you?
Did not.
I would have. Only reason I would have tried to, because I hear it's okay. It's just the ending is cool because, like, obviously, like,
Yeah,
I'm an animatronic nerd, so
yeah.
seeing that would have been like, that's the only reason I'm getting on this ride. I'm kind of that way
But
with Jurassic World. Jurassic
oh
Adventure.
my gosh, Flight of Passage was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, from the queue all the way to the ride
Yeah,
experience, right? Like,
I would actually have to say that Flight of Passage and Rise of the Resistance, it's kind of a toss-up as to which one is my favorite dark ride ever, just because they're so different from each other. But like, wow. I mean, that is really a home run. I can understand why it has like a 3-hour standby queue wait at times.
dang.
Like, just actually such a good ride. Everest was also new for me, and that was all right.
Yeah. How were the effects? Was the bird there and on
The
the
bird?
reverse track? Yeah, on the reverse track probably wasn't. Probably didn't see him. They normally have like a fake bird flying, but the effect has been.
Oh no, that it was working actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, cool, cool.
yeah.
Did you turn around
Believe
to look at
so.
the switch track?
I did not.
But yeah, the honestly, I'm always surprised by that reverse section.
I was in like a middle row, so
Oh,
I just kind of sat there, took in the ride experience, and I was like, "Yay, another credit."
how did it, how was the Yeti lighting?
Um, Nothing. It wasn't like it was okay. It was just like it was flashing. Like it is that how it should be? It was like kind of like
Was it like a
flashing
was it like
lights.
a really big like almost strobe lights like you?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
That's what I'd say. Strobe.
Man, that's just like I can't believe I'm one of the few people, like few thousands of people that got to see that thing swing his big old arm in your face. Cause that's like that's the reason I have it so high still. Like it's
Yeah,
like and so many people haven't rode it that way and never will. God, it's just like is it so ass? Like I rode it that way. It's so ass that way. But I know if for some reason they were to fix that, it would be up there again. Like that was such a different thing. Anyways, after Animal Kingdom, where'd you guys go?
oh, we did Epcot, and then so we got back on Cosmic Rewind. I got September for my ride,
Mm.
and honestly, it was so much better than I remembered from when I got the Christmas overlay. Like I had such a great
Yep.
time riding that.
I told you the Christmas overlay is meh. Like you
Yeah,
gotta ride it when it's actually have the regular overlay.
yeah,
Is that the wait? So that was the only other time you rode Cosmic Rewind was without the Christmas.
yeah. That's the only. So I have 3 rides on it total. 2 with the Christmas overlay, and 1 I got September.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the ride was definitely gonna be better. And you
Yeah.
got I didn't know there was a magic seat on it, but
Yes, row 9 is the Magic Seat, 100%.
so
You'll see, because I'm gonna make sure I ride it with you for your first time. So you will
so
see.
there's no airtime though. Why would that be?
Don't say that. Don't. You'll see. You just have to ride it. You just gotta ride it. Trust me.
Bro,
Cosmic Rewind is elite.
how the fuck? I've looked at that layout, No Limits, like, real. That's insane. How the fuck do they add airtime into that shit? I wonder if it's gonna be like the pipeline effect.
I most definitely am standing up.
Standing? Okay.
Yes.
Get out of here. I have to see the.
I may also bend the rules a little bit, but I'm definitely standing up and getting whipped around. So, and after that we did Magic, and Tron was very interesting.
Yeah. So what does that? Well, I guess you didn't go through. Well, I guess what is the queue like? Because you did go through the queue after you finally got your time, but I guess cause I know nothing about. Well, I know the Shanghai. I've stuck to the Shanghai version. I know that's very similar to this one.
The pre-show was not very intricate or long. I mean, everything was like super like beautiful and like techy and stuff, but
Yeah,
like
because I'm really into Tron.
I wasn't really impressed by the pre-show.
Yeah, I'm really into Tron. Like, I love the first movie. Legacy is so underrated, and yeah, I hear it's really not much involving in that in the slightest. I think you're just supposed to be Tron riders, like light riders.
Yeah, that's kind of like the gist that I got.
But
like the ride experience was like very interesting in my opinion.
Did you stand like the one video of people saying, "Do not do this"?
Colin and I actually Superman posed the entire time, and so like people in the midway were like pointing and stuff, but I thought it was forceful, not really. I got more positives than I did. I didn't really get like I don't really think there's like a lot of airtime, but like I thought it was like pretty forceful and like it felt fast. I thought it was like a good ride. I have it like if I were to rank it, I'd put it a little bit under Cosmic Rewind in terms of like my Disney.
So where do you have Cosmic Rewind?
Cosmic Rewind's like out of 227. It's like borderline top 25-ish.
So
falls
it's not
somewhere
top
probably
25?
in like my top. Falls somewhere in probably like my top like 40. I'd say.
Okay.
Tron might be top 50.
Okay, you make it. Okay, you made it sound like your Cosmic Rewind ride was like top 25. Like you're like underrated as hell coaster.
Well, Disney coasters are definitely not elite.
Well, yeah, that's people were. You were making it almost sound like it was elite almost.
Yeah.
So that's why I was. But now that makes everything you're saying makes much more sense. Like, that's probably where that's where my expectations were for those rides. Wait, so do you have Hagrid's over both of them? Oh wait, I have to be right back real quick. Cause I messed my beard last time and I'm messing it this time. Alright. I'm back. I'll let everyone know what I'm drinking in a little bit, but yesterday I literally missed homie. So they didn't drop off my beer, so I was like, I am sad. Cause I'm assuming it's because it's beer, so they had to have someone actually take it. So yeah. Yeah, we were talking about do you have it better? Do you like it more than Hagrid's or no?
I think Hagrid's is still the best family coaster in the state. Definitely. It'd be Hagrid's Rewind and then Tron.
It's funny because I'm actually curious where you're gonna think about family coasters rankings after you go to Dollywood.
Yes, I'm excited for Big Bear.
Not just Big Bear, man. The family coaster collection there is fantastic. But yeah, okay. After that, you had to hit. I'm assuming you went to Space Mountain because it was right there.
We did both sides of Space Mountain before, actually.
Okay.
Tron was the second to last thing we did. We did Seven Dwarves last.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He did that last?
That's just how the cards fell.
Saving the worst for last, huh?
Seven Dwarves worse? What?
Wait, what did you think was the worst?
I guess Barnstormer, because it's a family coaster.
Okay. I forget about Barnstormer, but I mean, out of all the themed roller coasters there, Seven Dwarfs is definitely mid for like whatever weights it gets.
I thought it was mid.
And I'm just like, Big Thunder Mountain is just so much more superior and it just does what it does best. I don't know. It's longer. Why do they add this?
Yeah, Big Thunder is definitely better.
Yeah, what'd you think of all the mountains though? Well, I guess you didn't get on Splash Mountain because obviously.
Space Mountain was good. It had like a very weird ejector hill.
Yeah, it's jank and lats. Actually, I remember having lats. I don't know if it still does, but
I thought it was good. It was overall a good day. It was just very tiring. We walked 17 miles.
Oh, what did you think of Dinosaur? I hear that's getting dated.
Ridiculous.
No, but I love how aggressive it is. So what did you think?
Just like I was just like, what is happening? I'm literally like, I can't see anything, and I'm just getting like thrown everywhere with only a seatbelt. I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I love Dinosaur. I hear it's more aggressive than Indiana Jones too, which I'm just like, oh. But yeah, I'm afraid what they're gonna do with it because they haven't used that ride system. What'd you say?
Hopefully nothing. Hopefully they do not change it because I thought it was very good.
Yeah, and I like the animatronics in it. Yeah, I don't know. I remember being able to see, but it could be like really dark now. I don't know. I hear people say they literally cannot see.
Yeah,
it is so dark. So you got your rides after a Universal, and you were just dead that day.
pretty much.
Yeah.
It was good stuff.
Man, I'm glad you were able to get all of that though.
Yeah.
I'm glad Colin got it too because the scare of him not getting it with whatever happened that got before.
The weather was like scaring me.
Oh, wait, but you still need to get Rock and Roller Coaster, but you're not pressed because does he have that?
He does not, but we'll definitely have to go back and get that. It was just still closed to refurbishment.
Right is okay.
FOF clone.
That's worse than FOF. But yeah.
Iron Gwazi is a 5-minute wait right now.
That means it's walk on. Well, no, honestly, that literally means it's walk on because that's how much time they take between the ops.
I literally can't help myself but look at the wait times.
I should do that for Dollywood now. Oh, also, I love how you can go on your weather app and put in specifically parks. I just love that.
Yeah.
I have that for all the parks I've been to. I kind of use it as a way of, like, showing that I've been to the park as well. But,
yeah.
Let's see.
Friday nights in July, Bush Tampa's open till 10. I'm gonna have to make some trips down there.
Wow, the park's actually kind of busy. To be fair, a lot of people did just get out of schools.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, let's go to the parks.
We gotta sneak a Six Flags America visit too.
Yeah.
They've got, oh my gosh, their hours are so bad. What? They don't start opening late until July.
That park's closing soon.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
relocate everything to Frontier City.
No, I don't know if they'll even can relocate Superman. And all those rides are like almost within their service life.
So sad, man. I think honestly, I could see you being right. Like it's just gonna close.
Like they're just slowly but surely sapping the life out of it. It's like, yeah, you have to try exponentially hard to have a good day there. And that should not be the case at a theme park.
Maybe we should start getting to all the Six Flags parks before all of them start closing.
No, I'm saying. Especially, like, I really do think within the next few years,
we're gonna see some,
we're gonna see, like, them just get rid of all of them besides the main, like, 5 or 6.
Yeah. It's insane.
Because, like, they're not doing any, like, I don't think they're doing anything for the parks. They're just doing anything for the chain. They're just rotting. A lot of them are just rotting. Like, I would say Six Flags America is literally just rotting. I mean, Rafar, the new president, he's doing what he can, but, like, yeah, I don't know. I just wish for the best, man. There's just so much potential. Wasted potential as well. So, was that everything from your neck of the woods on your trip?
Yes.
Then I will start. I need to go through the photos first. Like, look at them starting from there to help me boost my memories. Alrighty. This park, this place, Pigeon Forge is just, let me just start off with, it's gorgeous. And I was there for 3 days, shared a cabin with Black Coast Society, and such genuine and personal people, bro. Like, everyone is a character in the best way possible. Like, man, it is a coaster family. Super happy to have met them. But regardless, it was a lot of people's first times at Dollywood. So we were brand new. We were brand new. But nah, yeah, who was there before? I think Rel was the only one that was there before in pay. So I get in and I'm literally, like, when I tell you I can't put my phone down the first lap or two when I'm going around this park, like, this park is gorgeous. It is so pretty. There's so much stuff going around. The kinetics are so cool. There's random, and this is why I was saying, there's just random shows and just people just walking around these lands that are added on, like they're characters to the lands that are just added on to the experience. And I'm like, why the heck can Dollywood do this but not Universal or Disney? I'm like, this is wow. Like, wow. I cannot stop looking at this place. The staff is, I probably have to put it over Universal and Disney. I don't know what they're paying them or what they are, what mission or what people they're getting, who they're recruiting, but the level of friendliness, like,
damn,
there was no bad interaction at all the entire weekend. Even Universal will have like one or two weird, like, not one bad interaction, and everyone was the most personable worker I have ever seen at a theme park. There were, like, even when things, like, there will be times at parks where things aren't smooth when they should be going smoothly. At Dollywood, even when things weren't going smoothly, it felt smooth. Like, everything felt like it was streamlined and like the issue was resolved and they knew exactly what to do.
Yeah.
Prime example, the first day for the disability, we were it's basically, it was a completely different way of how it was done. Basically, the second day they were saying it was more closer to Universal's, but it was done a completely different way from the day before. So that's why we were confused and talking with the guy, well, at least Will was talking with the guy on Lightning Rod about it. And then at the end of the conversation, the guy thanks, he's like, "Thank you for being respectful, really understanding, helping us," and he got us on the next ride anyway. So I'm recording this because I forgot to talk about this story. This is the main reason why, RC. We were getting on Lightning Rod, and the train in front of us had a child in it that was probably just above the requirements for riding, maybe like 52 inches. Yeah. He was with his mom, and he was bawling. He was not having it. He did not want to get on. She was trying to calm him down and saying, "You got this." He was losing it. Then one of the ride ops goes on over and kneels down and starts talking to him. Then another ride op goes over and kneels down and starts talking to him. And then, within a minute or two, all of the ride operators, even the main board operator, all like 8 of them, are talking to the kid and giving him a pep talk. Trying to calm him down, trying to say, "Hey, it's okay, blah, blah, blah." And at this point, we see this, and I'm almost damn near crying. I'm like, this is the cutest thing I have ever seen at a theme park. And then our group starts clapping, like, "Hey, you got this, man, you got this." And the whole station starts cheering for him. Then finally, they, like, after another minute, they calm him down, and then the main board op goes back on, and she says, "Putting it on slow mode," because he was afraid it was too fast. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, they're number one. Like, that's number one. Like, there's nothing beating that. I have never seen that anywhere at a park before.
Wow.
I'm like, they would have said at Disney Universal, "Hey, you have parent swap, blah, 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 blah. Just to keep it going." But
Yeah,
they wanted to be sure that kid got on and rode Lightning Rod. They wanted to be sure he got on, and he's going to remember that forever. Like, he's going to remember that. Yeah, that was the moment I was like, this is number one. Yeah, like, that was number one. So, I'm pissed I forgot about that in my recap, but yeah. And I was like, and then we ended up talking to, we resolved it the next day because she said, "Oh, this is not Disney. You get on whenever that's the time says you get on, and you got to wait that time." And I gotta tell you about it later, but that disability is ridiculous. Oh my God. Yeah, we thought universal disability was good, and now that one is kind of like, it's just okay compared to like Dollywood's. Like, oh man. Whew. Yeah, the coaster collection, they're all so unique, and they're forced to because they're all in the terrain. Like, there is no, besides Mild Eagle, there's no cookie cutter element really on any coaster here. And I love it. I really do. Every area is so, like, you're so immersed. There's times you're walking in, like, the right past Lightning Rod, and you're just seeing just all these shops and food areas and no rides. You're just immersed into just the whole market. And then let me just go over the food real quick. Cinnamon bread, I literally brought a loaf home. I finished it this morning. Absolutely. I'm the person that thinks cinnamon bun and all that stuff is overrated. I'm not a cinnamon and, like, icing person. But that, whatever dough or stuff they use there, amazing. Absolutely amazing. They also have so many toppings. Like, you have apple butter, you can get strawberry syrup, you can get, I also got some street tacos from the Skillet, which shout outs to Mark from the Drunk Riders, who told me to check out. Oh man, they skilled them. Oh my God, the food there is insane. insane, bro. And I'm like, and it was, I'm not gonna lie, I hate to admit it, it was better than, I gassed up Cedar Fairs. And Cedar Fairs is good. It's good. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. But the fact that I'm paying $5 or $6 less for food that is better than Cedar Fairs, oh my lord. I was in heaven. I was in heaven. Oh my god, just sitting looking at Fire Chaser go around or Wild Eagle go around, or just, and then all the shows that they had randomly. I mean, some people might not be for them, but I was fine with it. Just the Southern Gospel that was all around the park. And even some bluegrass that was being played. Like there was a banjo man he was one of the characters he played so many songs, man. It was great. The atmosphere, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, you can't beat it. Now the coasters. Let me just get out with the way with the family coasters. This has one of the best family coaster collections in the States. I can't say if it's the best yet. I need to get it tomorrow, but it's definitely up there, in my opinion. Because you got, obviously, new Big Bear Mountain, which I'll get to more in a bit, but let me just say, Fire Chaser surprised the hell out of me. And what's the other one? A Mystery Mine in the back is quirky but fun. If you're right in the front, you are just getting headbanged to hell. Otherwise, they're so beautiful to look at, and just being on them, like you're in the mountains. Everything seems so much taller than what they should be. Fire Chaser, that reverse section, I was really shocked. It had like a random, depending on where you're sitting, like you're just like have this random like hanging floater on the last drop, and then you get ejector on the actual last drop. It was insane. That's a fun little coaster. Big Bear Mountain would probably be my favorite family coaster if it had the same level of theming as Hagrid's. I prefer the ride experience. I'm not gonna lie. That ride experience is much better. In fact, I want to almost want to like give them a round of applause at Vekoma for that, because it is whippy but not too whippy. You get floater, but it's literally like small pops, like really small, like little pops. So it's not too much for older people, but it's still funny. Like, oh, okay. The launches are good, and
yeah,
I was shocked by how long that is. Like, even if I waited 45 minutes to an hour, I would feel satisfied, because it is such a long ride that just keeps going and going. The second half has positives in the helixes, and you get off and you're like, wow, that was a little punchy ride. That was great. That was great. I got off thinking out so many parks would benefit in the family coaster department from that model. It doesn't need to be as long, but that model alone. I don't know if they can add chain lifts either, but that was great. That was great. Now on to more of the thrills. Let's get out of the way of Mild Eagle. Yeah, Ro was trying to say, yeah, this is better than Gatekeeper, man. This is better than Gatekeeper. I'm like, this is like Gatekeeper's first half. And then it ends. Like, it's pretty intense, but like, literally after the third inversion and then the airtime hill, it meanders. And I hate it when coasters do that. I'm like, this is wasted track. It's just meandering around for like the whole like last 1,200 feet of track, and the ride isn't that long anyway. So I'm like, bro, it's pretty mid for me. It was pretty mid. Tennessee Tornado. If this had a second half, because this ride literally only has a first half, because Dollywood ran out of money when Arrow was building it or developing it. If this had a second half, this would be top 30 worthy, for sure. Put any sort of assumptions you have about air loopers before.
Yeah.
This is damn near glass smooth. It feels like a B&M, but no head banging at all. It's smoother than some B&Ms. Wow. And the forces? First off, the first drop is low-key underrated. You were out of your seat the entire time with floater. Really good. And it's also because you get a pretty big pre-drop. You start at least close to 20 miles an hour before you start shredding down the drop. Really good. But then you fall out of a tunnel into the weirdest shaped loop. It looks weird. It looks wider than it should be. It's really warped. But regardless, you get crazy hang time and then positives at the bottom. But then an overbank, which is decent. And then a loop into a dive loop that goes right into the brake run. But that loop, that valley at the end of that second loop, I have almost grayed out every single time. And then you fling into the brake run and you're like, why is the ride over? This is the first half of a coaster. So unfortunate. But it was very good. I got multiple rides because I'm like, I can't believe this is an Aero. And this is the very last coaster they made before, obviously, their bankruptcy. So that was nice to get on. But let me get the elephants out of the room. Actually, where is Tennessee Tornado sitting right now? I'm curious. I'll do the top 4. I'll rank those for you. So, Big Bear Mountain is sitting at 36, right underneath Hagrid's, which is at 35. Tennessee Tornado is sitting right above Hagrid's at 34. But Lightning Rod, the first ride or two, I was underwhelmed. I was like, this ride, I literally would get room decent, and then the launch hill would staple me. Staple me. I'm like, that's kind of cool that it's that forceful, but that's not cool for the rest of the ride. My shins hurt. Then I hold it up on the chain lift. All right, cool. And I'm out of my seat the entire second drop, the actual drop. The pre-drop doesn't really do anything. But the second one's pretty good. You're out the entire time. But then each valley has potholes. It rattles to the point where your restraint will just push itself down anyway. And I have bony legs, so it's just that will hinder to an extent. But regardless, when I did get room and held up the entire time, put my hands up, that wave turn is awesome. It's awesome. It's cool because you dive down into more of the terrain, so it's almost like you're getting a drop while you're still on the wave turn. Very cool. Then you get the worst pothole for sure is after that. Then the twist and shout. It's like a slow version of Gwazi. It's like a slow, almost there's definitely ejector, but it's almost like you're taking it at a much slower pace. You're not just blitzing through it. You're kind of just going through it at a moderate pace. Then there's one part that reminded me of Phantom's Revenge, and is honestly one of my favorite parts of the ride. It's hugging the ground, and then you see it go up with the terrain, and then it just dives banked to the left. It's almost, and then you just get yeeted with ejector out of nowhere, but it's still hugging the terrain. I love that part. That part was sick. Then obviously the aforementioned quad down. Every other element after I got more rides hit more than the quad down at its peak. So basically, when I rode the ride at its peak when it was the hottest, and then on my 6th ride or 7th ride, every other element besides the finale, which is the quad down, hit harder, and that kind of disappointed me. I was expecting crazy ejector there, and it really is not. That's probably the weakest ejector on the ride is the quad down. The speed you get at the very bottom is very, very sick. Like that's what makes the element for me. Is you're like, I can't believe I'm gaining speed while getting airtime like this, and then by the bottom of it, you're like literally flying through the layout. But yeah, the airtime hill at the very end does more for me when you fly into the brake run. Like that's a good airtime moment, and does more than any of the quad down bunny hills. So yeah, like when you see that element, you think and you look at it, you're like, "Ooh, this is gonna be it." Yeah, I almost looked at that like it definitely has airtime, but it's more of the build up into the speed at the bottom of the valley, and you're like, "Holy crap, we're going really fast." I don't know how I would have rode back then. Obviously, it was probably more insane back then. The whole ride probably was more insane back then. But at least when I rode it this past weekend, quad down was a letdown in that aspect of insanity. Overall, getting 8 rides, that ride is fantastic. That ride is really one of a kind, and I love the fact that the way it uses its terrain. Maybe a bit short. Maybe I could have used a little bit more, but overall, I can definitely see why people have that as the best at Dollywood. But for me, I have that at number 13 at the moment, which is, funny enough, just under Thunderbolt. Or just above Thunderbolt, sorry. And just under El Toro.
Interesting.
But the real gem of the park, the real winner, it's Thunderhead. Thunderhead, let me get out of the way. I know it's going to move probably as soon as I get some of these creds this coming up week. But it's top 10 right now.
I hope that you find a Legend to be better.
Because, oh my God. Talk about relentless. Oh my God. Like, airtime, laterals, whippiness, positives. You got it. It took me 4 to 5 rides to really comprehend and remember the layout. It is so twisty and whippy, and like there's parts on the lats I'm literally bent over on the left or right like a clam. I'm actually gonna send you the photo. Like the photo shoot on the ride. They catch it to where you go through like a dip and then you get floater, and then you get laterals right at the very end at the bottom of it. I can show you where it shows me literally just slamming to the side of my seat every on one of the pictures. I'll have to send it to you after, but insane ride. Insane. It's a full package. It does it all. Wow. Yeah, that was the out of control experience I was wanting from Lightning Rod, and I didn't necessarily get. Yeah, that ride is incredible. And the fact there is no merch for it besides a nano coaster is criminal. It's criminal. Right now, it has the same weight as Lightning Rod in the park. I just checked. Granted, Lightning Rod has 2 trains now again, but so Lightning Rod probably would have had 60 to 75 minute wait. But regardless, yeah, that ride is fantastic. It is a quintessential wooden coaster. Like when I saw people have that high, I'm like, I don't know. I get it. Oh man, I get it. And I could see this being high, like top 30 for a while. You know, even when I get it really high with the coaster count. I could see being a top Woody for a good time is all. And get out there. Those retracts did it wonders. I didn't ride it before the first time I rode it, so I had no preconceived notions of what the experience was going to be like. And plus, I like Woodies anyway. But that was insane. I almost didn't get rides on the last day. Literally, they were testing it, and it got stuck on the chain lift twice. And then it was closed the entire day until, like, we were about to leave. So, yeah, and that's when I confirmed, like, and honestly, I think row 11 is better than row 12 on that ride.
Interesting.
I think that is the magic seat, but everything about it is, alright, so I can't wait to see what you think of it. I know people still have, and I still think I will have Mystic over once I get there. But does Mystic have as many laterals as... Does it focus on laterals, or is it mostly airtime?
Mystic's a lot of ejector, in my opinion.
Not really laterals?
Both?
Lateral airtime?
Yeah.
Because the banked helixes, the turns on Thunderhead, the laterals were punishing at moments. You were folded. Like, there was no way you were not pinned to the side of on the side of the seat of the train. Wow. It was phenomenal. So, overall, little tidbits. We did Alpine coasters as well. I got 3 of them. I got Rocky Top, which is right outside of Dollywood. And I got Alpine. And lastly, I got Goats on a Roof, which I think I liked Alpine the most, just slightly over Goats on a Roof, even though they're both really close. They're fun. They're fun to do when you're in the area. Rocky Top it's the longest one, but it is definitely the most mid. That one was not that great. You have like 7 or 8 chain lifts. And Alpine chain lifts are already long, and it's like they hold the record for the world's longest, and like that's why they just decided to extend the layout when they didn't need to extend the layout. So they go like 400 feet, and then it tells you to stop again, and you're going up another chain lift because they need to pull you up another hill. Yeah, that one was no bueno. But Goats on a Roof, just for the novelty. I mean, there were moments where I was like, holy crap, I need to slow. Like, my instinct was telling me to slow down. Just the sights of seeing, like, if anything were to happen bad, I would be flung and probably dead. But that was really cool. Alpine had a lot of moments like that. You were like, that is so much overgrowth, and I do not know how deep that is. And you're just looking right over the edge. Yeah, it's really cool, and you're flying through it. Yeah, we were trying to time it too, because when we went to Alpine, it was kind of busy. There was like at least group wise, like we just came out at a wrong time where like 2 different pretty big groups were together, and we didn't know how they would react. And good thing we did wait, because we saw one of them literally holding up like a group of 8 people. So yeah, we want to make sure we could fly as much as we could on those things, because like it's $18 for 2 of them. Like Rocky Top is 18.
Yeah.
And Alpine is 18. But Rocky Top, just so I'm pretty sure they'll have this, because it's... Did you just sneeze?
Cough.
I said, did you just sneeze?
Cough.
Oh, cough, my bad. Oh yeah, I forgot you're sick. But for anyone that goes down, I'm pretty sure they'll be doing this still, because they're not making it apparent. The closest one to the park, Dollywood, Rocky Top, Alpine Mountain Coaster, is they have, if you have any sort of admission, so it could be a ticket all the way to a pass, if you show it to them, they'll take $4 off your ride, which is good, because these are almost $20. Like Alpine was 18, Rocky Top was 18, but you can get $4 off, and Goats was the cheapest, and that was 14. But that was one of the more fun ones. So I didn't know we didn't do any of the Gatlinburg ones yet. We're gonna save all those for the next trip we go. But yeah, that's easy. Just moving up 8 or 10 credits just to get on some Alpine coasters, honestly. And it's not like they're bad either. The only one that was really bad was Rocky Top. So yeah, that area was beautiful. I cannot wait to go back. Everyone there is so friendly. From the staff, from the Alpine coasters, and even to the people in the park, like just the guests that I'll be talking to. Just that area is so friendly. I cannot wait to go back. I cannot wait for you to experience that yourself. And they're opening up Buc-ee's. Did you see that on my story?
Yeah, June 26th.
Man. Yep, that's all I can really say. Now, I've said all my thoughts. Get out there if you haven't. You will not be disappointed. It really, unless for some reason something happens with Elrod again, you will not be disappointed. Like, that park is fantastic. And now I cannot wait to go to Silver Dollar City, another Hershey park, which a lot of people say nails the whole shtick better. Who knows? So is that everything we have here? Yes. Oof. It was a doozy.
I need some orange juice.
Yeah, I need some water and food because my throat is dry and I am starving.
You got a drive to make.
Yep. Literally right after this, I am making the drive. So, guys, you'll be hearing what my thoughts are from Carowinds. And Holiday.
And Kentucky Kingdom.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. We're going with all the homies. I'm not gonna be at Hollywood Nights, but I'll just be at Holiday World for the first time, man. So it's like, I think a lot of people are just going. Like I mean, it's a limited event. Like, how many people could just be going just for that event? Like, if that were the case, then I'm not even impressed because I'm getting rides. I'm getting basically ERT during the day.
Yeah.
If that were to happen, I doubt it. But, yeah, a lot of stuff's going on. The next cast is gonna be another doozy. It's prime time. It is coaster season. We're finally here, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, man. Excited to see what goes on. If you guys enjoyed this, go ahead and follow us for episode 7 at the High Rollers DMV.
Episode 7.
Oh, 17. I didn't just finish it.
I thought this was 16.
Yeah. I just didn't. I did not finish in my brain. I didn't put teen for some reason.
Oh.
Yeah, episode 7.
For episode 17 next time. Yeah.
Yeah, catch us. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna restart it now. Go ahead and follow us at the High Rollers DMV if you want to catch us on our socials, where we'll post about episode 17 and all and so on. I cannot speak. I need food and so on and so forth. Go ahead and follow our socials, the High Rollers DMV. That's the main one, and mine, West, is at West Tower Coasters.
And you can catch me at Old Line Airtime.
And if you want to watch this cast, the video, or just want to add a playlist there or listen to it there, go ahead and look up my YouTube, West Tower, and you should find all the casts all the way from here to episode 1, and vice versa. If you found us on YouTube and want to listen on Spotify, just look up The High Rollers on most podcast services, and you should find us. So catch y'all next time. We got more craziness to talk about. Ugh. It's going to be insane. Oh, wait, last tidbit. Aaron will be with us on Carowinds as well, so.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
So that's going to be fun as well.
Nice.
Yeah, he decided to stop by. So, well, that's going to be cool, too, talking about all that. We got insane just trip reports coming. Stay tuned, y'all.
Stay
Peace
tuned. Peace.